Hey Karen, how
Hey,
are
Laura.
you?
I'm just fine, thank you.
Oh, you and I both had the same idea. We wanted to bring Advent to our families at home because we just can't gather the way that we have been this year. And so, but Advent is such a special and a sacred time that we wanted to have something special to bring to the families.
And I think I told you that when I was growing up, as a family, we would light our Advent candles at home.
Yeah.
Plus have a nativity set at home. So
Yeah.
I wanted to do this.
That's right. So Advent is the time of waiting, right? It is the 4 weeks before Christmas where we wait for Jesus to come into the world, for God to be born in human form. And so what you will need is you will need your Advent wreath, and maybe you can find the one that you made last year at our Advent wreath making time. You will need your your nativity scene. And we know that it's that time where we dig out our Christmas decorations, and so, there's your Advent, there's your, there's your nativity scene. So, those are the two things that we'll be doing. We'll be using during our 4 weeks together. So, Karen, I wonder if you would explain about the candles.
And this was made when some of you were making your Advent wreaths or different shapes. It can just be, doesn't have to be a wreath and a round. It can be in this kind of a shape. It can just be 5 candles. But let me tell you what the candles will stand for, and we'll light them one at a time. We have a candle of peace, a candle of hope, a candle of love, and a candle of joy. And a lot of times you'll see 3 purple candles and a pink candle, and the pink candle is always for joy, whichever week we do that. It's kind of the happier one. And then you see a white candle. Sometimes it's bigger. This one is a little bigger. The white candle is the Christ candle for when Jesus is born, that we can light on Christmas Eve or maybe on Christmas Day.
So we are using the nativity from the church, and this one comes with Mary and Joseph and the baby and the wise men, and it comes with some animals. Your Advent, I keep saying that, your nativity scene may just have Mary, Joseph, and the baby, or maybe it has a lot of figures to it, but it doesn't matter. Just whatever figures you have, we will use those. So Karen found these animals.
And this week, since this week we're going to be lighting the candle of peace, and we thought, well, which figures in the nativity scene feel peaceful to us? And especially in this one from the church, the animals felt peaceful. See, you see this cow? It's lying down, all nice and quiet, and we're going to put the cow right into the nativity scene, who's lying down, feeling all peaceful, kind of right near the manger, and they're peaceful, even though there's not a baby yet in the manger. But even when the baby's in the manger, these animals are nice and peaceful. They're in their own stable. They feel safe and cared for, and so we think they're a nice picture of what it's like to. So here's our peaceful donkey, and the peaceful donkey is going into our scene too.
So Karen, as we drive around the countryside, we see cows out in the pasture, and sometimes they're laying down.
Sometimes.
And we drive past horses, and they are lying down too. Well, I worked on 3 dairy farms when I was in college and right after college. Yes.
All at the same time?
Not all at the same time, no. 3 different times. But it was the same in all 3 farms.
What was the same?
The cows would come in, and we would feed them, and then they would get milked.
Yeah.
And then as we were done milking, all the cows would get quiet, and they would start lying down in their stalls, and you could walk out of the barn, and all you could hear was the little munching of their cud as they were eating their cud, right? They were chewing it. They were not mooing anymore. They were not moving around anymore. They were all nice and peaceful. They were lying down because they felt safe there, and all their needs were taken care of.
they've been taken care of, and they felt peaceful.
Yes. Yeah.
What a nice, I like that. I wonder if this cow is chewing her cud a little bit. It's just all
Maybe.
quiet. She's already eaten and she feels safe.
Yeah.
Yeah, she feels peaceful and safe.
That's
You know,
right.
I was trying to think of what part of the Christmas story felt peaceful, and maybe not so much when the baby is born and not the shepherds all excited, but there's a part of the story in Luke that comes before that, the baby Jesus being born or the trip to Bethlehem. And that's the story of Zechariah and Elizabeth. They're like cousins of Mary's. And this is an older couple, and Zechariah worked sometimes in the temple, like in a church, helping to work and serve and have things all ready for worship. And Zechariah was working in the temple. They had no children, Zechariah and Elizabeth. And an angel shows up while he's working and tells him he's going to have a child, that he and Elizabeth are going to have a child. Well, he did not feel peaceful when he heard this news at first. He was pretty surprised, and they didn't expect to have a baby when they were older. And so he's asking questions and wondering about it and kind of excited. And the angel just kind of says to him, stop. Because you're not sure about this, this is what's going to happen. You won't be able to speak the whole time while you're waiting for this baby to be born. And I think sometimes we just need somebody to tell us, just stop. It's okay. When we're getting all excited and getting upset or having a lot of questions and not sure what's going to happen next, it's good to just have somebody say, it's okay. It will be fine. Just take it some time and be peaceful and quiet and think about what's coming up and what's going to happen. And Zechariah got a chance to be peaceful while he was waiting for that baby to be born.
And so we're going to light our candle of peace. So I wonder where God was in the peace of God. I wonder where the peace of God was in this scene at the stable. I wonder where you find peace. I wonder where where does Mount Vernon find peace? So if you haven't lit your peace candle yet, go ahead and do that. And then let's just sit and enjoy the light of the peace candle and just feel peaceful. So we want to thank you for joining us on this first Sunday of Advent as we have lit the candle of peace and we've talked about where the peace of God might be. I hope you join us next week when we talk about the candle of hope. And as you go into this week, I hope that you and your family can find peace. Peace.